Yo, what's good? This your boy Young 2 times.
It's your boy X, man.
Yeah, man. Today, Snowfall ended. So, we're going to give our overview of what we thought about Snowfall as a whole. We about to play this clip for y'all. And then we about to react about the whole season overall.
Oh, series, really?
Yeah, series. You got to get about 6 months?
Y'all may like what we had to say. Y'all may not.
Right,
but we gonna say what we gonna say.
Let's get into it. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe, man.
I'll pay the property taxes and I'll clean this shit up myself. Stop. You don't understand, yo. I ain't got no fucking chain on me, man. Hey. I'm free. Free from all of it. My fucking way, not yours, and not theirs. You're my best friend. Best friend I ever fucking had. Fucking proud of you. You hear me? Huh? I'm good. Say.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Last moments of Snowfall, bro. But we can go into the last episode real quick, then we can go to the overall. But how did you feel about how the series ended? Oh, also, spoiler alert. If you ain't watched it yet,
kind of asked out, right? Just
you asked out.
Like 3 days.
You asked out.
Had your time. But, yeah, I think it was interesting because I feel like it ended the way it started. Like, he became what he hated. You know what I'm saying? Like, his dad was an alcoholic. And you remember that scene with Sissy, what's her name? Aunt Lou in the car. And she's like, you want to talk to him? Yeah, I'll talk to him. She was like, nah, man. He was looking at him like he a bum, he a loser and shit like that. I didn't want to be like him. And then he ended up just like him. But I think, what was your question?
No, so how would you feel about the last episode?
Yeah, I mean, I think the last episode was pretty good because I feel like at the point you could see it was kind of like spiraling out of control. Where it's kind of like, all right, first it starts off him dropping off Ruben. Yeah, him dropping off Ruben. He's like, get that out the way. And then you can see that he was trying to like, he was almost ready to shoot, what's his name?
Shit, Leon.
Leon. He was almost ready to shoot Leon over some money. Couldn't get it. What's it called? The shorty stuff. His shorty's trying to make moves to help him out. He's trying to be erratic and stuff like that. It kind of made you feel like, damn, he got something gonna happen to this one. Because it's kind of odd. It was kind of odd because I'm thinking about it and I'm like, damn.
He's doing a bunch of fucked up shit.
He was just like burning every bridge. And he was just doing stuff that just wasn't like him. Like I felt like, excuse me. When I felt like when he killed the guy with the safe. Like Franklin usually when they do something like that, you know what I'm saying? He usually probably let him go with some of the money, just like to keep quiet.
Just to build off that real quick, right? When he killed the dude that opened the safe for him, I thought that was gonna be like his saving grace moment on the show.
What you mean?
So what I mean is, so the whole season, Franklin kind of been on like a tear to get his money back, right? So when the dude opened up the safe and there was only like 12,000 out of 5 million that Peaches took, and it was kind of, that also was a full circle moment too, because the 12,000 I think is what he started off with, or how much a key was, or something. It was something like that. It was some sort of full circle moment for him. That's why he was laughing like that. So what I meant was, after all the bad shit and realizing he's not gonna get his money back in any way, I thought he was just gonna help this guy out. Him do maybe this $12,000 in the 80s is a decent amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Like you could live off that probably for like a year, right? And I thought that was gonna be for a second. I thought it was gonna be his moment of, I'm not this turned up crazy drug dealer no more. I'm gonna just let this guy, you know, take this money, do whatever he wants with it. But then he decided, yeah, nah, you're not gonna go.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I feel like the last 2 episodes, or this season really, made Franklin seem kind of like vicious.
Yep.
But if you really watched all the seasons, Franklin was like a drama.
He was always calculated and drama free.
Yeah, like drama first, about the business. If we could avoid problems, avoid it. You know what I'm saying? But this season made you kind of feel like, damn, he fucked up nigga. You know what I'm saying? Which I thought was kind of interesting because I'm like, if you really think about it, he'd have no issues if it wasn't for Teddy. So it's like Teddy kind of spiraled the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
We could say that, but also he wouldn't. I mean, just to kind of be full transparency, he also wouldn't have got to where he got to without Teddy.
I mean, yeah, but
because Teddy got him out of jail off a case that he probably serves life to 25 to life for. Teddy got him out somehow, right? Teddy also was his connect. I mean, he might have been straight with Javi for like just been like straight, unless he just kept building from there.
Yeah,
but I mean, Javi worked for Teddy anyway.
Yeah, so it can.
But
I mean, let's not act like Teddy didn't have him. Torture was torturing him and Leon for like a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think Teddy had this vision of himself as some sort of like American hero, savior that's gonna help the country, have all these plaques and like be the super accomplished American hero, right? And in turn, and it's funny because I feel like him and Franklin both had a lot of similarities. Because if you remember, I don't know if you remember this, but like when Franklin was torturing him, right? He kept asking like, "Yo, why you do this shit to me, bro? Like, why you take my money like that?" And Teddy was just like, "Cause you fucking left me." Like he actually felt like hurt that Franklin actually was like, "Yo, I'm out." Remember, he said he was out because he had the properties he was gonna do. He had $70 million. Like, yo, I'm done with all this gangster bullshit, right? And Teddy kind of looked at it like, what? The fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think the story in the show, I think it was really well written. And I don't want to compare it, but you know, everybody wants to compare things. But it's the best crime show on TV. You know what I'm saying? For the 6 years that it was on. And honestly, I mean, we can probably we're gonna grade it at 10.
Yeah,
I think it's up there with one of the great shows we've seen. I give it about a 9.5. Honestly, I think it's up there with Breaking Bad, The Wire, The Sopranos. in terms of like all-time crime shows, I think it's right there with all those shows. Honestly, it might be a little notch below them, but it's right there.
I think the only thing that probably made it like a little below them, like what you said, I'll give it a 10. But I feel like,
I mean, but if you're saying it's a 10, then it got to be right with them. It can't be below them.
I mean, I think the thing what you're talking about, what I'm thinking about is that the reason I say it's a 10, but I would say it's below, is because I watched it. But I don't think people really started watching Snowfall, and I don't think it really started getting promoted till like the 4th season. You know what I'm saying? 3rd or 4th season. Like, Snowfall.
But what does that to do with the rating?
Huh?
What does that to do with the rating?
My thing about the rating is that I feel like the show, I'm talking about popularity, I feel like the show wasn't popular until like season 3, season 4. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's kind of like, if a show's good and nobody knows about it, is it a good show?
Yeah.
It is, but it's like nobody knows about it. So that's why I would be like,
it's not a great show.
I think it's a great show, but I think
no. I'm saying, like, to your point of like, if it's a good show but nobody watches it, it's still a good show. I was just saying I don't think it could be a great show, because for being a great show, everybody has to know about the shit. I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I put it a little bit lower than that. But I also do that because I feel like it could have been a top show. Season 1, it could have been a top show if it was on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was just on the network that it was on.
You don't think it's getting as popular?
I think it is now, but I think season 1, season 2 is very slow. Like, I always feel like I was asking people if they watch Snowfall. You don't see no advertisement for it. You would only see it on FX.
I'm gonna let you know something though, right? So the shows that I mentioned, right? So The Sopranos, obviously, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about how it was taken, but I know it was. I know like his sayings and all that type of stuff on the show was pretty popular, right? I don't know how long it took that show to like pop. The Wire, people didn't know about The Wire until The Wire was over. Literally, like, I'm talking about like years after.
That's what I'm saying.
Breaking Bad's the same thing. Breaking Bad, people knew about it a little bit, but it wasn't even the best show. I don't think it was the best show even on its own network. I think Walking Dead was. Yeah. Right? No, Walking Dead was the most popular show on AMC at that time. But Breaking Bad, I think once Breaking Bad got to Netflix is when Breaking Bad became popular to everybody. That's when it became like the super great, amazing show. Yeah. And another thing to kind of compare it, even like Money Heist. So, just a little history to y'all too. Money Heist completely flopped in Spain. Completely flopped. Like, to the point where all those actors was like, we gotta find some other shit because this shit ain't do it. It was like 2 seasons, ain't work, niggas moved on. Luckily for them and for us the viewers, we got to see more of it. Netflix picked it up and it caught on. Like Manifest, but Manifest only took like a year before it popped off. But I was on the Manifest. I was on the Manifest too pretty early on too.
Congratulations!
Cause I remember I seen it on Hulu. It was on Hulu first. Yeah. And then it went to Netflix. It's funny. I'm all low key giving Netflix mad credit right now. But Manifest, I was kind of surprised that it took off like that, because it was like I didn't really get why everybody liked it so much, because they kind of put it up there with like a show like Lost.
What's Manifest?
Huh?
What's Manifest? The plane show?
The plane shit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I haven't watched the latest season actually, but it's kind of comparable to a show like Lost. Actually, it's very comparable to a show like Lost. You know what Lost is?
Yeah, but I'm trying to get back on topic or something.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just comparing to like the shows and shit, but it's like, yeah, like Snowfall, man, like it's one of them type of shows. Like I would say,
yeah, I feel like, go.
I was gonna say crime shows, Wire, Sopranos. What's the other show I said? Wire, Sopranos, Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
No, Wire, Breaking Bad, Sopranos. Little bit down is Snowfall and Power. Then Power. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I agree. I never seen the other shows, but
because Power was more influential to TV, I think.
Yeah, because I feel like Power was one of those shows that since it came out after like season 1, people was watching it. Like season 2, I think it caught on pretty quick. Where I think Snowfall.
I think 50 did a great promotion to that show.
I think Snowfall just took too long to catch on. So I feel like if they was to bring Snowfall to like Netflix now, that'd probably be good for it. Just because, you know what I'm saying, it might boost it up there and change people's opinions. But yeah, I mean, I think when the show initially started, it was like Franklin was really just trying to change his life, you know what I'm saying? Where his mom was like she worked for like the apartment, like she was like a building manager for the white dude, I think it was like a Jewish guy, for the apartments in the hood. And he just wanted more than that. And I think as it developed, started getting richer, he started putting people in position. And then I think early on, Jerome realized that once he realized that the CIA was involved, I think his mind kind of changed from the whole situation because he's like, yo, this could never work to the full, you know what I'm saying?
So what do you think made the show so great for you? Like, what made it like you have to watch every episode? Like, you had to catch up to every episode?
I mean, I think it's just an interesting show. I mean, I think it's an interesting show. It's kind of loosely based on Freeway Rick Ross. And, you know, Freeway Rick Ross said at a certain time, you know, they say Freeway Rick Ross's drug operation, if it was in the stock market, would be like a top 100 business. So it's kind of, and you know, he can't really read and like that good and stuff. So it's kind of crazy to see somebody who was like not the smartest person make so much money and run an operation that would be a top 100 business.
I mean, he was smart. He just couldn't read.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm saying because the technical term is illiterate, right? But it's I mean, like you said, it's interesting to see that because it's like, damn, like, but you were underestimated by society, and then you know.
But think about it.
Got that bread.
Your life would be very hard if you could not read.
Especially now.
Your life would be like very hard if you cannot read, because everybody kind of gotta just, you know what I'm saying, translate certain shit for you, certain stuff you just always need somebody's help. So I
was curious to see how he got through high school though, and you can't read. How the hell you do that?
I don't know.
Man, I ain't getting no fucks.
Maybe he had people doing his work for him. Yeah. But I mean, I think Franklin, in his sense, was smart because he almost had a scholarship. I think he just chose. He had a scholarship or something. He couldn't get a scholarship or something.
See, though, but like I think you were alluding to it earlier. Do you feel like the turn in Franklin, where he just became like super vicious, super money hungry? Do you feel like that was an authentic storyline?
What?
Or a realistic storyline? Or a realistic, like, not storyline, like a character trajectory, like how he was a super, if he was studying in class, he'd probably be the first in his class type of guy, right? And he's always thinking ahead in the drug game, always had his P's and Q's and shit. And then he just becomes super revenge filled, and like, you think that how that transition happened? Do you think it was realistic to you?
I only think it was realistic because of how it happened. I think because naturally he wasn't that. It seemed like he was trying to help. Like, naturally, it always looked like he was trying to legitimize himself at some point, right? But when Teddy took the money away, it's kind of like, how do I legitimize myself now that I have no money? You know what I'm saying?
You know what's interesting? I don't think Franklin would really care for his dad like that. Because even though he knew Teddy killed his dad, he wasn't pressed about it. Like, he wasn't set on revenge with Teddy because of that situation.
I mean, but I think it's understandable. And the reason I say it's understandable because I feel like if you didn't have a relationship with your pops growing up, just because y'all cool now and he's doing the right thing, all right, you're proud of him. But you still also got to think, like, all right, although he, you know what I'm saying, he's my dad. He wasn't really there for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we cool now.
They're still kind of there.
Yeah, it's kind of like this nigga do more. Because if you really think about it, Teddy did more for Franklin than his dad.
Yeah, especially in Franklin's eyes.
Yeah. Because he's like, because if you're motivated by money and this person's bringing you money, and your dad, who when you was growing up was always a drunk and was never around, and you just heard good stories about him.
And you know what though? Ultimately too, he probably like, the reason I'm even being a drug dealer is because you was out there doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's another part that I felt like they kind of said without saying too.
Yeah, because I feel like.
We got to talk about one of the biggest scenes though in the show.
Oh, let me finish the talk. But I think like, just cause like, bro, just cause you my dad don't mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to just cause it's like, bro, you don't make me no money. If I want money and you don't make me no money, it's like, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, damn, this nigga's fucked up. He could kill my dad. He didn't have to kill my dad. You know what I'm saying?
You don't gotta just be based off money, but ultimately it became about money for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it gotta be about money, but I think it's like, it's not about money, but he knew what his dad was doing was going to get him in trouble. He told his dad that shit was going to get him in trouble if he was talking to the reporter to leave it alone. He didn't leave it alone. So he's like, at this point, what happens to you is what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
that was the dad's guilt.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you tell your kid to stop selling drugs and he keeps selling drugs and he gets locked up, nigga, you told him.
Yeah, I mean, because I think him doing that literally was kind of the same thing his mom did.
Yeah.
Which is they kind of inserted themselves into Franklin's stuff because they felt like they were responsible. Because his dad was literally trying to destroy the whole thing because, I mean, this shit was wrong, you know, but he obviously overextended himself. But I wanted to go over to, how do you feel about what the mom did? About her killing Teddy before Franklin could get half of his money back. $37.5 million.
I mean, I thought that was like the turning point for the whole season. Like,
oh, by the way, before you get into your thing, I saw a lot of like black mothers defending what she did on the internet. Yeah. That like we're reviewing the show a little bit.
I mean, but you think about it, right? If you think about it, it's kind of like Teddy tracked down the father and killed him after they let them go on the flight to leave, right? She's probably thinking if he gets this money back, he'll track down Franklin and do the same exact shit to him, which he will. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, fuck it, just kill him. But when you see how this all transpired, where nobody's looking for Franklin and he's kind of just scotch-free roaming around as a wino or junkie or whatever, it's kind of like, damn, like you could have just let him get the money or something. Let him say the password, just get the $37 million.
And then you do what you do.
Because this could have been like a situation now where Franklin, if he got the money, it didn't even seem like he needed to leave the area.
I mean, he was definitely done drug dealing. Yeah. Like, he wasn't selling no drugs at the end. All he was doing was just trying to get his paper back all season. Yeah. You know? But, my opinion, I think that was fucked up what his mom did. Because it's like, all this time that you had to, like, try to make him stop doing what he was doing, you chose the moment where he loses everything. He's about to get it back. Or at least half of it back. And then you insert yourself. I actually thought it was selfish, to be honest with you. And then it's like, then she kind of plays like the moral high ground, where it's kind of like, oh, you don't see I've lost my son, like you see what you become, like you've been lost him. You lost him you lost him probably season 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, I just think it's just hypocritical, to be honest with you, because when he was giving you money for the properties and stuff, like, yeah, he's trying to get his paper back so he can do that shit, because that's what he was, bro, he literally all season was trying to get his money back. Yeah. Wasn't drug dealing. Was he doing little crazy shit here? Yeah, of course. all within the rights to try to get his money back.
Yeah.
He killed Teddy's dad because Teddy killed his dad. Say, oh, that's how you playing? This is how I'm playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and this is why they always say though, like, from people that, you know, do street shit, don't fuck with the fams, because when you do that, your shit could be touched too.
Yeah.
You keep them out of it. Only street niggas versus street niggas type shit. Oh, and then one more thing I think we should definitely talk about. His girl. Who, as soon as I felt like as soon as she came into the show, I felt like it was sketch from the beginning.
I mean, I think they always made it seem like she was sketchy from the beginning that she came in. Because if you think about it, right? Franklin had a couple love interests, right? In the seasons, in the shows, right?
He had 2, I think.
Yeah, he had Mel. He had Mel until she started getting on the rock. And then he had the other girl.
Well, really, because he killed her dad. But
he's also on the rock, too, though.
You know what I'm saying? But she got clean after a while. And when she got clean, she figured that shit out.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then the other girl who was, like, Franklin grew up with, that man boy was trying to find out who the plug was. Remember when he kept calling, asking for the plug? It's like, yo, why you ain't get the plug from Franklin yet? And that girl, and then it was like randomly, like, this is his ride or die shorty. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed kind of weird. But I think what she did, although it was fucked up, kind of, it made sense. It made sense. She seen that he's like, cause she seemed like she's smart and she did the real estate stuff. It looked like him selling that property on that downtown property would have allowed him to have some money, but him selling the South Central area just kind of probably screwed them over, because it's like you don't really got that much money, because at that time nobody wanted to live in South Central. You know what I'm saying? Because South Central is the like worst area to live in, because he made it that way, right? But I think although it was fucked up, it made sense, because I feel like right there, and then when she put the hands on her, I felt like she was like, the ship sinking. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that shit was fucked up.
It was fucked up. It was fucked up. But you gotta also think, she got a kid with this nigga.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up, but it's like, yo.
Because let's gotta keep it real with this shit though. Because it's like, when it was up and he was doing crazy shit, killed a motherfucker in front of her, it was cool. All that shit was cool. But when he lost, when he for sure knew that he wasn't gonna have shit, she bailed.
Yeah, because he was getting erratic.
Of course he would get. Who wouldn't get crazy over losing $70 million?
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like after a while.
And then she was doing shit behind his back. Like I'm not saying he should have put hands on her, but I'm just saying like he what's it called? He's already gone through. He lost his uncle, right? He had to shoot one of his best friends earlier, a couple seasons earlier. Killed his best friend, right? Or one of his best friends, I should say.
The white dude?
Huh?
The white dude?
Nah. Oh, I forgot about him. I was talking about the black dude. Oh, the one that's on the the other Power show. Yeah.
It's so funny. He looks mad old then compared to what he did on the actual Snowfall.
Yeah, he looks older on.
Like 10 years older.
Yeah. But yeah, had to kill 2 of his friends. His security nigga that he trusted obviously robbed him. Louis betrayed him. Teddy betrayed him.
Yeah.
So when you just keep accumulating all these things, like his his heel turn, as they say, right? Like in wrestling, it made sense. It made sense because it's like he's getting betrayed. Everybody but Leon. And then his mom, right when he's about to get his money back, shoots the motherfucker in the head.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, I'm not even mad at her killing him. It's just 10 more seconds and you would have had the codes, bro. And what else happened? Oh yeah, bro, she couldn't even leave this nigga like 200,000, 20K. She took 800K and said bye. and your son is gonna have a better life than you did, or he's gonna grow up better than you did. And to be honest, what I started to suspect she would do something like it, because when the show introduced her mom to the show, and her mom was like, you know what we do, we dip off. And I'm just like, I think her mom's gonna be able to convince her to like run off with her.
Yeah.
And that's what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
she got out of Dodge.
I mean, I don't think it was a respectful thing to do, but I think for the story, it made sense.
For the story, it made sense. Because he, you know, showing all these signs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I think what she did was cool. I think just for the story, it made sense. Just like how for the story, it made sense for him to end up like his pops.
We also got to think about this, though. When you lose, like the damage that this does, right? When you lose everybody around you that you trust, whether it's through a gun or, I mean, let's just say death, betrayal, or whatever other way, that weighs on you, bro. Because literally everybody, I'm sure he felt betrayed by his mom too, right? So it's like, yeah, like the, what's the word for it? I'm gonna just say the word. I'm gonna just say heel turn again, right? Made sense. Because it's like, who do I really trust besides Leon?
Yeah. And he was ready, and he was prepared to kill Leon at the beginning of the episode.
And Leon forgave him.
Yeah.
So, you know, I gave it a 9.5.
Give it a 10
for Snowfall. Youngie gave it a 10. What do y'all think? What do you rate Snowfall if you watch Snowfall? You know, let us know in the comments, man.
Yeah, man, we out of here.